Imagine waking up in the near future where you finally feel like you have control of your financial life. Not because you won the lottery, but because you found a solid, practical path to building wealth, starting from absolute zero. Does it seem like a distant dream? I guarantee it is not. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn this idea into reality. But here's a warning. If you leave before the end of this video, you may miss the most important game-changing step. So, stay with me until the end and discover how to change your relationship with money forever. Let's start by demystifying an idea that many people carry. Building wealth is only for those who were born with money. Wrong. Think about some of the richest people in the world. Many of them started with nothing. What differentiates these people is not luck, but rather the mentality and choices they have made over time. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I don't even have money to invest? That's okay, because the first step has nothing to do with investing or saving. It's about understanding where your money is going today. Imagine that your financial life is like a bucket that you are trying to fill. There's no point filling the bucket if it's full of holes, right? These holes are the small day-to-day expenses, those that we don't even notice, but that add up to a fortune at the end of the month. It's the coffee at the bakery, that streaming subscription you don't even use anymore, or the interest on your credit card because you forgot to pay your bill on time. Before thinking about making more money, the secret is to learn to hold what is already in your hands. And here's a practical tip that may seem simple, but makes all the difference. Write everything down. That's right, everything. Every penny that goes in and out of your account must be recorded. It may seem boring at first, but when you see on paper or on your cell phone screen where you are spending, you automatically start making better decisions. It's like that feeling of weighing yourself down after a period of overindulging in food. It's not pleasant, but it's essential to change. Now, a moment to reflect. Have you ever thought that money is not only a practical tool, but also an emotional one? We often spend because we are sad, bored, or even to impress other people. Therefore, building wealth begins with controlling your emotions. When you learn to differentiate between necessary and impulsive spending, you are already way ahead of most people. Oh, and if you're finding these tips useful so far, take the opportunity to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with that person you know needs to hear this. Who knows? Maybe you can transform someone's life with this simple attitude. Once you understand and organize your spending, the next step is simple but powerful. Pay yourself first. Yes, before paying any bill or debt, set aside a portion of what you earn for yourself. It's the famous pay yourself first. Think of it this way. If you work hard, why should all the money go to other people and companies? Saving a portion, even if small, is what starts to build your financial foundation. And it doesn't matter if it's little. The magic is in the habit, not the initial value. Now, I'll tell you a quick story to illustrate this. Imagine two people, Hansel and Gretel. They both earn the same salary and have the same expenses. But João always thinks, when I earn more, I'll start saving. Meanwhile, Maria decides to save 10% of her salary, even though she has to give up some things. After 5 years, João is still in the same place, while Maria already has a reserve that allows her to invest in something bigger. The difference between the two? Mentality and action. And speaking of action, there is an incredible concept called compound interest. Have you heard of it? It's basically money working for you. The sooner you start, the more time it will have to grow. It's like planting a tree. At first, it's small and doesn't seem to be growing. But over time, it turns into something much bigger. That's why saving a little now is worth more than saving a lot later. If these ideas are making you think about how to start applying this in your life, take the opportunity to comment below which of these tips you think you can implement today. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue receiving more content like this. Finally, another essential piece of this puzzle is learning how to increase your income. It doesn't matter if you earn little today. There are always ways to diversify your sources of income. Think of something you already know how to do well and turn it into a service or product. It could be something simple, like teaching what you know, selling something you produce, or even offering a freelance service. In the digital age, the possibilities are almost endless. The secret is to start small, but get started. And here's a provocation. What would you do if you had 2 free hours a week to create a new source of income? Answering this question could completely change your financial future. Once you start organizing your expenses and thinking about ways to increase your income, a crucial question arises. What to do with this extra money? And this is where many people get lost. The temptation to spend more always appears. After all, when there is more money, it is easy to fall into the trap of an inflated lifestyle. Therefore, the next tip is, live below what you earn. This does not mean depriving yourself of everything and living a life without pleasures, but rather creating a healthy balance. If you earn more, of course you can allow yourself some things, but do it with planning. Think about a standard of living that is comfortable and sustainable, and save the rest. After all, what builds wealth is not how much you earn, but how much you can keep. It's like that saying, it doesn't matter how big the bucket is, but how much it can hold. Now, let's talk about a skill that everyone should master. Investing. No, investing is not just for those who understand the financial market, or for those who have a lot of money. Anyone can start, even with low amounts. There are options such as investment funds, shares, and even fixed income investments that adapt to all profiles. The secret is simple. The sooner you start, the better. Remember the compound interest I mentioned earlier? They work even more magic when applied to investments. So, choose something simple to start with, study it, and adjust your strategy over time. And here's an extra tip. Always diversify. Betting all your money on a single investment is risky, even if it looks promising. Dividing your resources between different types of applications is like spreading your eggs across multiple baskets. This way, you protect what you have achieved and increase the chances of obtaining good results in the long term. If these ideas are making you see a clearer path for your financial life, take the opportunity to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if any of these tips have made a difference to you, leave a comment. Your experience can inspire others. Now, let me share a concept that may seem strange at first. The importance of saying no. Yes, learning to say no is one of the most valuable financial skills you can have. How many times do we spend money on something just because we don't want to disappoint someone, or because we're afraid of looking like a cheapskate? This applies to invitations to go out, exaggerated gifts, or even purchases due to social pressure. When you learn to put your financial goals ahead of these pressures, you move closer and closer to freedom. And speaking of freedom, another essential tip is to invest in knowledge. That's right. The best investment you can make is not in stocks or real estate, but in yourself. Books, courses, mentoring, everything that helps you understand more about finances, personal development, and even professional skills is an asset that no one can take away from you. Furthermore, knowledge is what will help you make better decisions and avoid costly mistakes in the future. Want a practical example? Imagine that you invest in a course in a skill that can generate extra income, such as graphic design or digital marketing. In just a few months, you can start applying what you've learned and turning it into a new source of income. the return on this investment can be much greater than any traditional financial investment. And here's a question for you to reflect on. When was the last time you invested in your own learning? Answering this might give you an idea of where to start. Finally, one of the most important lessons I want to leave here is be patient. Building wealth from scratch is a process, not an event. There is no magic solution or shortcut that will take you from point A to point B in the blink of an eye. But every small decision you make today, no matter how insignificant it may seem, is bringing you closer to your goals. It's like running a marathon. It's not the speed that matters, but the consistency. And to close, I want to leave you with one last challenge. Take 10 minutes out of your day today to think about one thing you can start doing right now to improve your financial life. It could be cutting expenses, starting to study investments, or even talking to someone about extra income ideas. Any action, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. If you've made it this far, congratulations! This already shows that you are committed to transforming your relationship with money. And don't forget, liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel is the first step to continue learning and connecting with more people who share this same goal. See you in the next video!